Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's video vlog where we're going to talk about the future of counseling and how we can affect our career field in the future as counselors. So, let's jump right in because I have a lot to talk about, a lot of thoughts on this one, and not really that much time to talk about them. So let's jump right in. From the readings, one thing that stood out to me was it talked about the increased anxiety rate in children. That I found to be very interesting because, like I've talked about in other video vlogs that we've done, children is one of the areas that I want to work in. Demographics that I want to work in is children struggling with mental health. And an idea that was presented to me based on how I cope with my own mental health is that how I cope with mine, I should start off by explaining that. Is one of the ways I cope with it is I write stories, mainly children's stories. I write them for my nieces. I write them to one day be published, hopefully. I write them to get thoughts out, to get that negative energy out and turn it into a positive. An idea that was presented to me by a friend was like, you could be a great children's counselor and you could let them write stories about how they feel and use that to help them. And that idea has stayed with me ever since it was presented to me, and it's something that I think I do want to pursue. I think it's a great idea. So you have helping children with anxiety through them writing stories about how they feel and dissecting the story and going into why they feel that way. So writing stories to help children deal with their anxiety is one idea. Let me check my notes, see what was next. Yeah, the single session clinics. I thought this was an interesting idea because it talked about the dropout rates. I believe it said 20% of clients don't come back after the first session. I think it would be a unique idea to have a counseling center that served as both a normal counseling center for people who wanted continuous treatment, and also have a single session option, like a walk-in type deal set up. So like a dual clinic that can do both traditional long-form counseling and also this new, I don't know if you would call it a new phenomenon, but it's a new idea to me, a walk-in single session type counseling. And then my next idea I had was to develop my own mental health app. I've used mental health apps in the past, mainly 7 Cups. To be honest, I think the idea is great. I think the execution is a little flawed. So I would like to develop one that's a little more well-rounded. And the reason I say it's flawed is because my experience with it was I talked to one of the, I don't know if you would even call them a counselor or whatever on the 7 Cups app, and they were just like, oh, you should see a professional, and then they're like, don't forget to leave a review. So I would like to eliminate that kind of interaction out where it's definitely more geared towards people trying to help. Basically, maybe a better screening process at who gets to be a counselor on those apps. But I would like to develop one of my own. I think it would be one way I could help the field of counseling. And then my last idea was, how do I explain that? I'm sorry. Just keeping it real. I had the idea for outdoor counseling sessions, and the reason this came to me from the I forget the doctor's name in the book, but she talked about her love for nature and how nature is so relaxing, and I agree with that. And you may have clients that come in and they're weighed down, they're burned by technology. Maybe it's a teenager who's been cyberbullied or whatever. You need to get them away from that and really dissect the problem deeper and get them into an environment that is peaceful and is relaxing. So outdoor counseling sessions in nature was my last idea to help the future of counseling. Thank you guys for watching. This class has been a blast. I look forward to having more classes with you guys in the future. Let's go out there and get them. Yeah, God bless all of you. Go Flames. Have a good day.